So the most recent Animal Crossing update released a while ago, and as usual, everyone's always asking, where is Brewster? When will we get Brewster? But has anyone taken the time to think about, how is Brewster? Because as much as everyone wants him to return, have you ever wondered, what if Brewster is retired? Now I know there's going to be more updates in the future, and the possibility of seeing Brewster return could happen, but what if Brewster really is retired and doesn't return? Well, first of all, if you don't know who Brewster is, he's the owner of the Roost who has been serving coffee since Wild World up until Pocket Camp, and now people want him in New Horizons? And that essentially sums it up. But secondly, if Brewster really is retired, why would he be? Well, I think it depends because I have two reasons why that may be the case, and the first reason could be because perhaps business wasn't just going well, and he had to close down shop and move on to a different career path. But I don't think having to close down shop seems to be the case for Brewster, considering when he first started off in Wild World, it was in the basement of the museum. And from there, he gained the money to move up to having his own little cafe building in New Leaf. So instead of having to close down shop, perhaps after many years of serving coffee, Brewster just decided to retire and move on to pursuing his hobby of gyroid collection, considering he has shown a lot of interest towards them. But don't know if that may be the case, considering Brewster is possibly the coffee master in Animal Crossing. I mean, he doesn't like it when players let their coffee cool down before they drink it. But let's just say that Brewster is retired from coffee serving and did move on to collecting gyroids. Meaning that we could see the return of Brewster, but not as the owner of the Roost, but instead in some new game feature as a gyroid collector. Which would then leave the Roost to be taken over by some new server, which is when my next reason for Brewster's retirement comes in. Because what if in some future update, the Roost returns, however instead of Brewster serving coffee, it's his successor? And I know that also would be a little strange for Nintendo to add brand new characters this late into its release, but think about it. New Horizons is going to be 1 year soon. So what are the chances that we may be able to see brand new villagers returning special villagers? And maybe even the return of the Roost with Brewster's new successor as an update. And it wouldn't be strange to see Brewster have a successor, considering that other characters such as Joan, Chip, and Nat have their own successors in the form of Daisy May, CJ, and Flick. So I think it wouldn't be too far-fetched of an idea for Brewster to have a successor take over the Roost if it returns in New Horizons. If anything, I do hope we get to see the return of the Roost as a separate building instead of being part of the museum. And maybe we'll even see the return of public work projects solely focused on making other brand new buildings on our island. Or perhaps the Roost will just be located in this closed off door in the museum. Probably not, considering that does seem to be an exit, and it would be a little inconvenient to go there every single day just to get a single cup of coffee. I'm not entirely sure, but what do you think? Will we see the return of Brewster as the owner of the Roost? Will Brewster be retired and have his successor take over? Or will Brewster and the Roost just be completely scrapped from New Horizons, adding to a list of many things that haven't been brought back? Who knows? But hey, I hope you enjoyed this little mini Have You Ever Wondered. I've been thinking of making more of these smaller videos to talk about special villager characters we haven't seen in a while, such as Brewster, and like in the previous video, I talked about the Snowboys. And maybe in the future, I'll also talk about a few characters I may have mentioned earlier in this video. Just gonna keep it nice and simple, you know, nothing too crazy and monstrous like these two videos talking about the robot villagers. And if you haven't seen them, I would definitely recommend checking them out. I worked a lot on those, and yeah, just click right here. But if you have seen those videos, I would definitely recommend checking out the entire Have You Ever Wondered playlist where I talk about other games such as Splatoon, Donkey Kong, and Super Mario. So with that being said, make sure to tell me down in the comments below what you think. What do you think? Will we see Brewster? I don't know. Who should I cover next? You tell me. And hey, if you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon too to get notified for whenever I release the next video. But alright, I got nothing more to say, so I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.